If you ever see a flyer for a play titled The Hanged King's Tragedy, leave the city immediately. Do not look back, because by the time the curtain rises on the fifth act, everyone in that theater will be dead, and you will be the one holding the knife. Item number SCP-701, Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. All copies of the 1640 quarto of the Hanged King's Tragedy are to be kept in a high-security document locker at Site 19. The Foundation currently monitors all global theatrical databases, university drama departments, and high school drama clubs for any mention of the title or its plot. In the event of a scheduled performance, Task Force Pi 1, known as the City Slickers, is authorized to use all necessary means to suppress the production.
This includes the use of Class A amnestics on cast and crew, the seizure of all related materials, and, if the play has already reached Act 5, a full tactical purge of the venue. Under no circumstances should a performance be allowed to conclude.
Description: SCP-701 is a Caroline-era revenge tragedy in 5 acts. It was first published in 1640 and followed the standard tropes of the era: a corrupt kingdom, a usurper king, and a vengeful prince. However, SCP-701 is not a normal piece of literature. It is a powerful, self-evolving mimetic anomaly.
While the text of the play remains static in its printed form, the actual performance of the play is prone to unpredictable deviations. These deviations typically begin in Act 2 and culminate in a massive outbreak of homicidal and suicidal behavior among the cast and audience during Act 5.
The most disturbing aspect of SCP-701 is the appearance of an entity designated SCP-701-1. This entity, commonly referred to as the Hanged King, is a humanoid figure dressed in tattered, blood-stained robes with a noose permanently tightened around its neck. It is an extra-dimensional intrusion that manifests on stage during the play's climax.
Statistically, only about 1 in 10 performances of the play will trigger an anomalous event. History shows a clear pattern. A performance begins normally, but as the actors speak the lines, they begin to lose their sense of self. They become vessels for something else.
The history of the play is a trail of blood. The 1640 quarto itself was banned shortly after publication. In 1823, a performance in London resulted in the deaths of 38 people when the theater collapsed. In 1964, a television broadcast in Florence was cut short when the lead actor disemboweled himself on camera. The Foundation's most detailed records come from Incident Report 701-1988-A. This occurred during a performance at a small liberal arts college in the United States. The play follows the story of Gonzalo, the Prince of Sforza. His father, the king, has been murdered by his uncle, Sulla. Gonzalo discovers the truth and plots his revenge.
During the 1988 incident, the actors began to deviate from the script in Act 3, Scene 2. Instead of the planned dialogue about political intrigue, the actors began to speak of a black cup and the ambassador of Alagada. One actress playing the role of the queen reportedly began to weep real blood, though she continued her lines without interruption.
In Act 4, the stage directions in the original quarto call for a banquet. In the anomalous version, the actors don't eat food. They begin to describe the taste of hanged man's flesh. The audience, according to survivors, does not try to leave. They enter a state of deep hypnotic trance, watching the stage with wide, unblinking eyes.
In the 1988 performance, the character of Sulla was supposed to be poisoned by Gonzalo. Instead, as Gonzalo approached with the propped cup, the ceiling of the theater groaned. A single heavy hempen noose dropped from the rafters, seemingly from nowhere. SCP-701-1, the Hanged King, manifested at the back of the stage. Witnesses described him as standing perfectly still, his head tilted at an impossible angle, as if his neck were broken. He didn't speak, he didn't move, but his presence was a signal.
The actors stopped following the plot entirely. They turned toward the audience and began to scream screams of ecstatic religious fervor. They began to tear at their own clothes and skin. Gonzalo took the noose and placed it around Sulla's neck, hauling him upward over a structural beam, while the rest of the cast cheered. The madness then spread to the audience. Video footage shows people in the front row climbing onto the stage to participate. They began to attack one another with whatever was at hand: pens, jewelry, even their bare hands.
The black cup mentioned earlier appeared on a table filled with a dark, viscous fluid. The actors and audience members fought to drink from it, tearing each other apart for a single drop. By the time local authorities arrived, the theater was silent. Of the 200 people in attendance, 0 were found alive. The cast was found hanging from the rafters, their bodies arranged in a circle around the Hanged King. But when the police reached the stage, the entity was gone. Only the nooses remained.
Research into the origins of SCP-701 suggests it is a ritual for a place called Alagada, an extra-dimensional city-state ruled by the Hanged King. The script contains a mimetic trigger designed to break down the barriers of the human psyche, preparing the mind to receive the king. One recovered note from a director who attempted to stage the play in 1995 provides a chilling insight. He wrote, "The play is not about the king. The play is the king. I can hear the rope creaking in my sleep." He was found dead the next morning, a noose made of typewriter ribbon around his neck.
The play has a way of appearing in the most unlikely places. A stray copy in a thrift store, a digital file shared on a dark web forum, a drama teacher looking for something edgy. The mimetic infection is already out there, dormant, waiting for the right voice to speak the opening lines.
If you find yourself sitting in a dark theater and you see a figure in tattered robes standing behind the actors, do not wait for the curtain call. Run, because the Hanged King does not want your applause. He wants your neck in a noose. Subscribe for more classified briefings.